Well, good day, all. Ira Epstein, and here we are with your SPDR ETF wrap-up, but I'm going to give you the weekend edition since the stock market wasn't open today, February 16th, President's Day. So why don't we just go there, because that's what the market's going to be looking at, the chart action. I've done a change for you. Now we're looking at CloudFare, because this is one of the computer companies that's a facilitator of other things. It's not a software company per se. It facilitates, and I think they could be a winner before it's all said and done. They've come down pretty good on the chart. You have a pattern that isn't a trend right now. It's got a higher high, a lower low, and again, as we look at this, this is a weekly chart. Keep that in the back of your mind. The market was unable to stay over the 18-week average of closes, so one of the tip-offs might be when the market does close over that, I think it's trying to tell us a story that the worst is over on the downside for the near term, or maybe period. Don't know. The market did get to the Bollinger Band, challenged all these numbers a couple of times, as you can see. And you only go under Bollinger Bands and stay under them or over them 5% of the time. You generally back away in fairly quick order, as you can see here. When you take a look at what it's doing in terms of the slow stochastic, you just lost the bearish reading. So this is the reason I'm bringing it on. This often means that you go to the 18-day average, which you're at already, and I know that, and you start fighting a battle, and that's what I think we're going to do. When we look at Broadcom, the story here is a market that's got more issues, just like we were looking at in NET. The market's backing off against that 18-day average. I don't get the same setup quite out of that. Gap is still holding very nicely, and it has been since back here. Remember, it's a weekly chart. So back in 2025, isn't that a long time ago? In the month of October or so, that's when the market came alive for the Christmas season, and their sales improved, and they've got their mojo back, and this is very good action. Energy transfer I recently brought on because I looked at it just the way I'm giving you CloudFare now, and I said, I think when this clears this area, it might be ready to go. Did I think it was going to go that fast? I did not. I thought we'd get more entry points. It became very difficult, and it's overbought. It'll back off, I hope. Rivian. As you can see, a higher high, lower low. Now, the interesting thing is, over the weekend, I looked real hard at that new Rivian 2 that is coming out. And I know I'm going to go to the showroom in March and look at it. I might get an electric car next. And I'm a car nut. And everything I'm reading, test drives so far in the prototypes are wonderful. And it's not as big as that other car, and I like the size. I don't know. I'm gonna look at it. Certainly going to be a rocket ship with 650 horsepower or whatever. It's got a higher high, a lower low, and the market's sitting here and fighting itself at the 18-day average. I know people are asking me, is there an entry point? We'll look for it on the daily charts. Rocket, you would think with XHB, ITB doing so much better, and everything Trump is talking about trying to get housing going, including letting you use some of your 401k money if that comes about, but it's not going anywhere. It just keeps going back to that 18-day average. It's got a downtrend at this point. It would have to get over 1919 in order to negate that on the current chart pattern, but it's in a downtrend. Home Depot came alive as interest rates are falling. Spring is around the corner. It was 65 in Chicago, where I'm at in the mid-60s here in Indiana. Market took off. All right, look for the resistance at the upper Bollinger Band. But this big decline that we've had, I think is completely over. I don't expect to go back here unless the economy fell apart. I like what I'm seeing there, which means Restoration Hardware, some of the others may be good. I think Uber's just playing out of favor, that and Lyft. Nothing seems to help these markets at this point. FDX I did pick up on, and I said, I think they've gotten everything that they had to get rid of, and now they're profitable again. And you can see this stock is just running away. Eli Lilly, well, you know, the weight loss drugs, they're very popular. We'll see what happens. They have a lot more than that, of course. And the fact that Hims and Hers, they're being sued by them, and they had no business putting out a compound like that right away. They say they do. and they say that their compound is different than Lilly's. Well, okay, but does it meet the shortage test that the government wanted? I don't think so. In any case, it's lost its bullish reading, but it's made its target. Let's see where it picks itself up. Look at the difference in Lucid from Rivian. So they have to get something. They're just a very high-end cars, you know. If you've been in one, they're absolutely stunning, but they're very expensive. Walmart, rock and roll. This just keeps going. They're hitting every cylinder. You'll notice nobody's talking about Costco. Very important. It's Walmart that's got everything going for it at this point. When we look at IBIT, which is the Bitcoin Trust, it fell to the lower Bollinger Band. It's oversold, trying to embed. Be careful. It's still not saying it's any good on a weekly chart. In XLI, the industrial sector, it's really good. It's had the Gorilla Glue trade for weeks on end. It began before 2026 began, and you're still running with it, and you, of course, embed it. This is how I used to look, by the way, at these with the right here. I happen to like the new way better. Look at how many weeks you've got in a row over the Bollinger Band. You do for a pullback at any point. In the dollar, lower highs, lower lows. So this chart is still bearish, but too oversold to probably deploy new money. The gold market is in a bull trend on the weekly charts, but it's at the Bollinger Band, which means it needs to pull back a bit to get away from that. And last but not least, in the copper, you lost a bullish embedded reading. At any point, you can get a much more of a break than you're getting right there. So I think you wait and see what it's all going to do. For those of you that want to learn how to do the charts that I'm doing, I don't know if you've ever looked at the courses we have, but I use the word futures trading. We also do this in SPDRs and ETFs. It's the same identical thing. My charts will look like these. They're not going to look like this. They're going to have more data. You don't get written commentary. This is what the futures traders do. Why do I show this for you in the SPDRs? Because you should take the combo education. I use everything there, but it all comes from the futures markets. And I walk you through trade setups. You get commentary if you go for my full research every day, twice a day. Well, it's not every day. I take Saturdays off. Sunday nights, typically, if there's no holiday, right, twice a day through Thursday, and then on Friday, at least one update. And then special updates. As I told you last week, I want to do a special report. I was going to do it this weekend, and I said, you know, there's a meeting with Iran in the U.S. on Tuesday. Why don't we see what that produces, and from there make the what we want. You get our Market Center access, both for your computer screen if you want to put it up there, or for your phone. I have mine on my phone probably, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours a day as I'm walking around. Just go to IraEpstein.com. When you go there, look at the word education. You can also put yourself right here, move your cursor up to the top there. Pretty simple. It'll take you to the page. You can move it over here. It'll take you to our home page as well. Or you can go to IraEpstein.com. While there, look at the word research. Get a feel for the courses and the research that we do. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great evening. Hope you watch the other videos, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Take care.